Hey guys, here we go into a video kind of going to be highlighting Canelo's technique, and it's unfortunate that I can't show you from the waist down, but these are the two media days. The left one is his original fight for when he was fighting Golovkin last year, and then the one on the right is for the rematch. I think it was about a month ago. I'm not exactly sure, but but I'm going to be kind of highlighting some of the things in his technique and how he's kind of changed and altered his technique. Um, you know, and I think that he's actually going to have a lot more power in this fight. To be honest, I really wouldn't be surprised if he had the power to actually hurt Golovkin in this fight. Um, I think that in the first fight, the way that he punches, he doesn't turn his shots over a lot. A lot of times he lands with the wrong part of the knuckles, and he doesn't get his elbow in and turn into the shot. He doesn't turn his hips enough, especially with his left hook. He would kind of just raise his hips up rather than um, turning his shots over and pulling into them. But I think that that's something that he's actually been working on a lot, and we have evidence of it in this. Well, I'll show you in these videos. So first, we're going to look at Canelo, his old school technique, and just watch how he stops punching. And man, I guess I should have my video camera so I could give like physical demonstration. But look at how when he lands with this shot right here, and these are just like fun punches. But look at how he stops turning his shoulders over. He stops driving into it. He just kind of touches the bag, right? He just touches the bag, right? And it's like a big shot, right? But notice how he just moves the glove into it, and that's his punch. Moves the glove into it, and that's his punch. Look at his shoulders right now. How the angle of them. He's not driving through with his left hook, right? That's as far as he goes through with his left hook, and then he brings his hand back, right? That's as far as he goes through. That's as far as he goes through. Notice he's not punching through the target. And this right hand, he's pushing the right hand. If you watch, he's not turning his hips over. He's not punching the target. He's pushing into it for power. And again, you can see this one. This is like a great way to kind of demonstrate the point is that he kind of just moves his hand into the target. There's some power there, but notice how his shoulders don't turn over, right? He stops right here. He doesn't carry his weight from his left side to his right side. So he's not transferring his weight from the left side to the right side. So there's not any weight in that punch. He has great technique and great coordination. So he'd still probably knock me fucking cold with that shot, right? But is he going to knock out Gennady Golovkin, a 160-pound fighter? No. And we saw evidence of that in their fight. And then again with the left hook right here, see how he stops right here? And he doesn't drive through the target. He just hits it and then brings his glove back. We're going to look at the new technique and watch how his shoulders drive through the bag. Boom. Look at how far he flies through the bag with this shot. Beautiful. And like, granted, this is not the greatest angle. We'll get some better angles. But as you can see, look at how much more his shoulder, his front shoulder is coming through, even on those shots right there, and how he drives through the bag. Look at how his glove continues to come through on the shot. And he's landing with the correct knuckles. He's driving through. Even his right hand, he's punching through the target. And you can kind of see, it's really hard. The video kind of freezes a lot when I put it in slow motion. But he's driving through the shots. He's not just stopping at the punching bag anymore. So you can see him pushing and driving through with his shots. Again, look at that beautiful uppercut right there. He could transfer his weight like a little bit more on that shot, right? But doing way more damage, really driving through and getting his technique and working on his technique. And you can see it in the way that that he's driving through the shots. And let's go ahead and take like a few more looks at it. And then we'll go back to the other one for some more comparisons. But watch these left hooks. Look at how he goes all the way through the target. Notice remember before, he just stops, right? See how his shoulder stops here? It's not going to go all the way through. And then these ones, boom. Look at how he goes all the way through with it. He just continues to drive through. Whoops. And they're going to be much more better examples as well. but showing that he's going to really have some power. Look at how he turns that shot over. Boom. And then look at his elbow, how he continues to go through the target, right? I wish I could show you with my camera. But again, you know, needs to work a little bit on the combination. It looks like he's kind of getting stuck there. I'm not sure what it is. He's getting his hips into it. But look at how much he drives through after hitting the target. See how his left shoulder continues to move forward? Boom. And then he drives through with the right hand. Looking way better. And these are the shots that I really want to highlight. These ones. Look at how after he hits the bag, he continues to drive and push through with his shots. Boom. Way better technique. Way more power. He could work on the right hand a little bit. He's like a little bit off on the timing for connecting with the shot, but his left hook is looking phenomenal. Phenomenal. Much better than in these ones. And again, we'll just kind of watch these ones. Again, you can see how bad that right hand is right there when he pushes with it. He's not snapping. He's not driving through. He's just pushing the right hand through the target and kind of expecting that to have a lot of power. And again, might be because he was bulkier because before, but again, he just stops. Notice his glove comes back, right? He's not turning his shoulder into it, and this highlights it much more clear. Look at how as soon as he makes contact, he stops driving through, stops driving through, stops driving through, stops driving through. He's not driving through with any of these punches, and you can just tell that there's going to be a huge difference between those punches and these punches when he's really driving through and following through. Look at that beautiful left hook. Boom. Under that right hand. And then again, these shots, look at the way when he throws it, boom, he goes all the way through right there, right? Versus these shots again here where he just stops, right? And he brings his glove back. Right? There's no power in these shots. He's hitting the bag. It's probably sounding pretty good. You know, it's probably pretty loud. But he's not driving through. Again, he's not following through with the shot. And you can see how his shoulder, he stops right there, and his glove is coming back. But again, in these ones, he's really driving through and going all the way through, especially with the left hand. Just a beautiful left hook right there. Following through just really well. So I guess the answer to the question is, I would not be surprised if Canelo could actually hurt Golovkin. If he could, you know, drop him even. We've never seen Golovkin dropped. I don't know if we've ever seen him hurt. He needs to work a little bit on these right hands. They're getting a little better here. But notice they're still way better than the ones when he was just pushing and there was no snap on them. But these left hooks, man, they are killer. You can just tell that he's just got so much more power in them. Look at the way that his hand rips off the bag because he's following through, right? And then these ones, he just kind of stops, right? Moves his glove back. He doesn't follow through at all. He's not turning his shot over. But more importantly, his hips aren't going anywhere. Oh, yeah, maybe we can get a little bit of a look of his hips right here. But they kind of just stop right there when they're square. Let's see how far his hips go. Can't really tell. There's not a good angle. But as you can see, I'm expecting Canelo, in spite of the fact that he's smaller this time around, you know, allegedly smaller. I don't know. I saw a picture of him with his shirt off. He looked freaking huge still. But in spite of that, I'm expecting Canelo to actually have much more power, be much more fluid as well. You notice when he throws his combinations, he's fast, but he's not super fluid. Whereas we can see like a massive difference in his combination punching and his ability to kind of go through. Let's go back a whole minute. Let's see. Boom, boom. And get power in these shots, not just landing, right? But really getting his power into it. And you can see, bam, how he's really getting it in there. So I'm expecting him to be honest, a much better fighter this time. I'm expecting his technique is going to be better. He's going to be sharper. And I think that he might actually have the tools to hurt Golovkin um, in this fight. And if he connects and he's not, and he's fighting like he trains, and he's following through and following his weight through the punches like he's doing in these left hooks, I definitely think he has the opportunity to hurt Golovkin. He might even be able to do enough to knock him down or even stop him. So Golovkin's definitely going to have to be on point in this fight. I'm expecting also all of the criticism of Golovkin or of Canelo to really motivate Canelo, for him to say, hey, I was VADA tested, I worked really hard for this camp, and to really put his best foot forward for it, to kind of alleviate that criticism. I'm expecting him to work really hard for it, because I think he really understands how important it is now. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, thanks, guys.